Your person finds your confidence to be incredibly alluring. There's something magnetic about the way you carry yourself, something that pulls them in even though they'd never openly admit it. They've been quietly watching you, observing how you've grown and evolved over time. The changes you've undergone have not gone unnoticed, and in many ways, you've become a source of inspiration for them. They see in you a strength they long to embody themselves, but pride keeps them from expressing this openly. Instead, they've chosen to remain in the background, silently absorbing the lessons you unknowingly teach them. They admire how you've reached a point where you no longer accept disrespect or mistreatment from anyone. In the past, perhaps you were more accommodating, more willing to bend or compromise, but that version of you is long gone. Now, you stand firmly in your power, unapologetically yourself, and it's something they deeply admire. The way you move through life, so self-assured and self-reliant, reminds them of a lone wolf, strong and independent. You don't need anyone, and that self-sufficiency is captivating to them. Your person has been quietly learning from you, taking mental notes of the way you balance your life. They're fascinated by how you manage to maintain your independence while still being approachable. It's a delicate dance, one that many struggle to master, but you seem to do it effortlessly. This balance is what draws them to you most, as it's something they desire for themselves but don't yet possess. In their eyes, you've become a beacon of freedom, someone who has broken free from the toxic cycles that once held you back. In the past, you may have been caught in patterns that kept you tied to certain people or situations, but now you've transcended those limitations. You're no longer bound by the expectations or demands of others. This newfound sense of detachment is powerful, and it only adds to the mystique that surrounds you. Your person can't help but be drawn to it. There's something about the way you've let go of the things that no longer serve you, how you've freed yourself from the emotional entanglements that once weighed you down. They're irresistibly pulled in by this shift, even if they can't fully explain why. The more they observe you, the stronger their desire becomes to be a part of your life. They've been receiving signs, whether through their own intuition or perhaps from external sources, urging them to pursue what they want. And what they want is you. They've reached a point where they can no longer ignore these signals. At this moment, their desire to experience you in the physical is overwhelming. It's not enough for them to watch from afar anymore. They want to be near you, to feel your energy up close, to truly know you in a way they haven't been able to before. Your life has undergone significant shifts, and they've noticed. These changes have only made them more eager to be close to you. They feel as though the timing is right, that they finally deserve a chance to be with you. In the past, they may have been toxic, or perhaps their actions were not aligned with the person they truly wanted to be. But now, they're determined to show you that they've changed. They're not the same person they once were, and they're ready to prove that to you. Their toxic tendencies have been left behind, and they've worked hard to grow, just as they've seen you grow. They believe they've earned the opportunity to stand beside you, to be a part of your world. They understand that it won't be easy, that you've set boundaries that weren't there before, and that your standards have risen. But they're willing to put in the effort because they see something in you that they've never seen in anyone else. To them, you're not just another person, they see you as someone extraordinary, someone who embodies the qualities they've been searching for. Your person is eager to demonstrate that they've evolved, that they can match your energy now in ways they couldn't before. They want to show you that they can meet you where you are, as a partner, an equal, and not the toxic presence they once were. Their heart is pulling them toward you, and they can no longer resist the urge to try and win you over. They may not have said it out loud, but their actions, their quiet observations, and the signs they've been receiving all point in the same direction. They want to be close to you, to experience the incredible person you've become, and they believe that now is the time to make their move. The changes you've made in your life have only intensified their desire to be a part of your world, and they're ready to show you that they've changed too, eager to earn a place in your life. I am someone who feels deeply, though I may not always show it. I carry a sensitivity within me that often goes unnoticed, even by myself at times. I get hurt just like anyone else, even if I don't express it openly. Lately, I've been feeling heartbroken, and the reason is that we don't communicate as we used to. When there's silence between us, it weighs heavily on my heart. I miss the simplicity of receiving your messages and hearing your voice through your calls. That daily connection we shared, the small talks, the moments of understanding, those are the things I miss the most. When we don't speak, I feel a profound emptiness inside, as if a part of me is missing. I believe we need to open up more to each other. Communication is the foundation of any relationship, and I think we've drifted away from that essential bond. Without it, misunderstandings and emotional distance grow. It's crucial that we talk more and share what's really in our hearts, because that's the only way we can move forward. I believe we can still take things forward and deepen our connection if we're both willing to be vulnerable and transparent with one another. You mean the absolute world to me, and I can't imagine my life without you in it. Yet, I can't deny that I've made mistakes, serious mistakes that I regret deeply. I know I've messed things up in your life, and it haunts me every day. There's a weight on my shoulders that I can't seem to shake. The guilt I feel for the things I've done in the past constantly lingers in my mind. It's like a shadow that follows me everywhere I go. I want to be free of it, but it clings to me, reminding me of the pain I've caused. The choices I made back then weren't just wrong, they were deeply hurtful. They haunt me like a living hell, especially when I think about how they affected you. I often find myself wondering how I could have been so blind, so cruel to someone as kind and loving as you. You have always been such a pure and gentle soul, filled with love, compassion, and kindness. But at the time, I was a wounded soul. I couldn't see past my own pain and struggles. I was so caught up in my own issues that I failed to recognize the depth of your suffering. All I could think about was myself and my own materialistic concerns. My focus was entirely on the surface level things, and I was too consumed by my own ego to see the truth. I was selfish, and in being so, I hurt you in ways I now deeply regret. Your emotional vulnerability was something I should have cherished and protected, but instead, I neglected it. I didn't value it the way I should have. Rather than being there for you and reciprocating the love and care you offered me, I pushed you away. I made you feel sad, unwanted, and rejected. It wasn't that I didn't love you, I always did. But at that time, I was so filled with pride, so wrapped up in my own ego, that I couldn't see your worth. I was too blind to appreciate what an incredible person you are and how much you meant to me. Now that I see things clearly, I feel an overwhelming sense of remorse. I know I've caused you pain, and it breaks my heart. I wish I could go back and undo all the harm I've caused, but I know that's not possible. All I can do now is ask for your forgiveness. I need you to forgive me because without it, I don't think I can move on from this guilt. More than that, I need your love. Your love has always been my source of strength, and your energy has the power to heal me in ways nothing else can. Your presence in my life works like a balm for my wounds. When I'm with you, I feel like I can finally begin to heal from all the pain and insecurities I've been carrying. You have a way of making me feel seen, understood, and accepted for who I truly am, even with all my flaws and mistakes. Your love is like a medicine for my soul, soothing the deepest wounds inside me. That's why I need you now more than ever, to help me heal, to help me grow, and to help me become the person I should have been all along. I don't just want your forgiveness, I want to rebuild what we had. I want to show you that I've changed and that I can be the person you deserve. Please know that I love you deeply, more than I can put into words. I'm sorry for everything, and I hope that, in time, you can find it in your heart to forgive me. Even when we are not speaking to each other, I can still feel a lot of what you are going through. It's as if there's an invisible thread between us, connecting us on a deeper level than words ever could. Sometimes, it overwhelms me, the intensity of this connection. It's not just emotional, it's almost spiritual. I feel your energy, your emotions, your presence, even in your absence. And that connection lingers in my subconscious, manifesting itself in ways I never expected. Dreams, for instance, have become a battleground for my emotions. I was never the type to remember dreams. I would wake up each morning with a blank slate, barely recalling the fragments of what my mind had been processing through the night. But ever since you became a significant part of my life, that changed. I started dreaming of you vividly, and each dream was so intense that I couldn't let go of the details. As soon as I would wake, I would cling to every little piece, every word spoken, every look exchanged, every place we found ourselves in. These dreams felt so real, as if they were more than just figments of my imagination, but rather a reflection of something deeper. I knew then that something inside me was shifting. It was as though the universe, or perhaps my own heart, was trying to tell me something through these dreams. You had become a constant in my thoughts, even when I wasn't consciously thinking about you. It was almost as if my soul had become tuned to your frequency, unable to escape your pull. It wasn't a distraction in the usual sense, but I found myself lost in you, in the idea of you, even when I was surrounded by others. It was as if no one else could hold my attention the way you did. You became this presence in the back of my mind, always there, always waiting to surface. When I'm with other people, no matter the situation, my mind wanders back to you. I try to stay present, to focus on the conversations I'm having or the tasks I'm working on, but something about you draws me back in. It's like I'm living in two worlds, one where I go through the motions of everyday life, and another where I'm constantly thinking of you, wondering how you are, what you're feeling, what you're doing. No one else compares. No one can do for me what you do, even without trying. You have this way about you, this energy that's unlike anything I've ever known. It's magnetic, pulling me toward you, even when I try to resist. Your personality is so different from the rest, so unique, and that's what makes you stand out. There's a certain order to you, a rhythm in the way you move through life that is both soothing and intriguing. It's not something I can easily explain, but it's something I feel deeply. You're unlike anyone else I've encountered, and that's part of why I find it so hard to let you go, to stop thinking about you. I get lost in thoughts of you, of what could be, of what already is. It's almost like I'm living in a dream when I'm with you, and even when I'm not, your presence lingers in my thoughts. But with all this connection, there's a struggle too. I hate these cycles we go through, pushing you away, only to want to reach out to you again. It's a frustrating dance, one that leaves me feeling unsettled. I wish I could just hold on to the connection without the back and forth, without the fear or the doubt. I want to reach out, to be close to you, to share in that connection without the hesitation. But then, when things get difficult, when emotions run high, something in me pulls back. When you speak to me bluntly, when you express frustration or communicate in a way that's raw and unfiltered, I get triggered. It's like a switch flips inside me, and I find myself retreating. I hate that about myself, but it's the truth. I know I should be able to handle it, to stay open even in the tough moments, but there's something about the way I react that I can't quite control. It's almost as if I'm afraid of the intensity of what might happen if I fully open myself to you, flaws and all. And yet, despite all that, I can't stay away. The pull toward you is too strong, too undeniable. Even when I push you away, I'm still thinking of you, still dreaming of you, still feeling connected to you in ways I can't explain. And maybe that's the most frustrating part, knowing that no matter what happens, you are a part of me, whether I like it or not.